The Texas DOT has said it has scrapped the plans for the Texas Trans Corridor or the North American Union Superhighway. Do you think that we're still on a march to union with Mexico and Canada, or do you think this idea is being tabled for a while?
Perhaps they are backing off a little bit, but I don't think they're going to drop this effort by any means. I mean, they put too much time and effort into it. I mean, this is real. Vicente Fox, the former president of Mexico, was interviewed by Larry King, and Fox said that their goal eventually was to have a common currency among the United States, Canada, and Mexico called the Amero. He said this is on the far horizon, but that's their goal. I mean, I think he would know. He was there in the negotiations.
Yeah. In closing, I want to thank you for joining us today on The Real News, and I'd like to give you an opportunity to tell us how we can get involved with your organization, and we would like to have you back on ever so often to update this important cause that you're involved with, and I would also like to thank you personally for what you're doing for our country and for the future of my children, Mr. Visham.
Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate what you are doing as well. If some people would like to get in contact with us, they can go to our website, www.immigrationcontrol.com.
Okay, well, I want to thank you again for joining us. We'll have you back on from time to time, and it was a pleasure having you on The Real News today.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a good day. We're going to go to a break, and we will come back with your phone calls. Statesville number is 704-873-1400. Our Davie County number is 336-499-0681. And our website's therealnewsradio.com. Or email us at onair@therealnewsradio.com. WSIC 1400, WDSL 1520. All right, we're back on The Real News. I'd like to get your phone calls after all of that. Surely it's got somebody fired up to call in. If you like it or if you don't like it, if you agree or disagree, you're welcome to call in. This is a forum for the listener. Again, the phone numbers are 704-873-1400, and Davie County is 336-499-0681. I want to remind everyone to join us today at WDSL Studios for the Moby and WDSL Cruise in, Tanglewood exit right off I-40, take a right, and 1 mile on the right. You can meet the Real News crew today if you'd like to. We're going to have Jim, Ty, Farron, and Brian there. We've got a phone call.
Yes, sir. How you do today?
Good. How you doing?
Oh, doing all right, Farron. I just had a question. I didn't know if you could shed any light on it, or maybe you could get your guest, too, that you had on. My place of employment has many Hispanics working in it. And about this time of the month, anywhere from June to August, they usually head back to where they come from for a month. And I've been told that was to avoid paying taxes. And I just wondered if there was any truth to that or not.
Huh. Now, I don't. Brian, do you have any,
I'm not sure.
I don't know, but I tell you what I'll do for you. I will send an email to Mr. Vinson and ask him. I bet you he could tell us if anyone could.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that because he was a good guest. Wish you had more time to give him.
Yeah, we'll have him back on. We're going to update that story. We actually had him on. I think he was our very first guest. We had him on some while back, and we're going to have him on again. But I will do that, and I will get that information to you.
All right. I'm glad you asked about them two border guards who's still in jail. That's a travesty, and that's all that is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree with you on that. And we're not going to let that go. We're going to update that from time to time. You can rest assured.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate it. Keep up the good work and stay bold.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
We got another phone call. Hey, are you with us today?
Yeah, sure I am, Farron. Let me turn this radio down. Okay. I was curious if you had any information or knowledge about something about a giant magnet that's up in the Netherlands that they're getting ready to fire up. And I only heard a little clip on it on the BBC News. And evidently the European environment guys are really, really kicking and spitting about it. They're afraid it's going to change our environment of the whole planet. It's supposed to be like 16 miles under the earth and something like, I don't know, a couple miles long.
I have heard just a little bit on that, but I believe Brian might have a little more information on it than I do. Could you comment on it, Brian?
I believe it's a super collider where they smash tiny particles into each other to create different types of matter.
It's supposed to be
It's supposed to be the largest one in the world. I believe it's much larger than anything we have now. And the argument's been, well, they're going to create a black hole and suck in the whole Earth. But I kind of doubt that myself. I mean, who knows exactly what'll happen until they turn it on, but
when they set off the first atomic bomb, I wasn't sure if, how big that was going to be or if the world could handle it. But, yeah, we might look into that a little bit. I had read just briefly, and I think you maybe had mentioned to it one time, but we might check it. That is very interesting.
Well, I know that they said that people had until August to contact the UN and the government over there. But as far as the Americans know, we're totally knowledgeable about this, and August is coming up awful quick.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Well, we'll check on that for you. Is there anything else you'd like to add today?
No, sir. Just that we love listening to your program, and we support you any way possible.
Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate you calling in, and call in anytime.
Yes, sir. You take care.
Okay, I have a letter here from Richard Burr, our esteemed senator, to Al Cobb, resident of Davie County, and also patriot of the truth. Mr. Cobb was concerned with our budget and wasteful spending abroad while our country is in need at home. And I will read a portion of what Mr. Burr stated, and I quote, "As you may know, the President proposed significant increases for the international affairs budget. In total, his budget includes $39.5 billion for international affairs, which is $3.1 billion more than the amount Congress provided for the current fiscal year. On March 14th, I voted for an amendment sponsored by Senators Joe Biden and Richard Lugar to fully fund the international affair budget. I have signed several letters advocating the need to increase our foreign spending as part of our efforts to provide additional aid to those countries in greatest need," unquote. Dole out the dollars by the billions for other countries around the world while taxing the peasants here into poverty, Mr. Burr. Give it away like water to anyone in need, $39 billion no less, while our bridges collapse, while our kids have classes in portable trailers, while our southern border is wide open, while our elderly choose between food or medicine, while we borrow $3 billion a week from China. I say give them your money, Mr. Burr. How much are you willing to shell out? I say take care of our country, our people, our schools, our elderly. Lower our taxes, Mr. Burr. If you've done it now, you just made the poll, you will be on our Hypocrite of the Week, and shame on you for helping sell out our country and our children's future once again. I've got an article here that was in the Washington Post December 4th, 2007, and I would like to read a little bit of this to you because I think everyone might find this interesting in light of the saber rattling we see every time we turn on the TV in regards to Iran. A major U.S. intelligence review has concluded that Iran stopped work on a suspected nuclear weapons program more than 4 years ago. A stark reversal of previous intelligence assessments that Iran was actively moving toward a bomb. The new findings, drawn from a consensus national intelligence estimate, reflecting a surprising shift in the midst of the Bush administration's continuing political and diplomatic campaign to depict Tehran's nuclear development as a grave threat. The report was drafted after an extended internal debate over the reliability of communication intercepts of Iranian conversations this past summer and suggested the program had been suspended. Tehran's decision to halt its nuclear weapons program suggests it is less determined to develop nuclear weapons than we have been judging since 2005. A declassified summary of the new National Intelligence Estimate stated 2 years ago the intelligence community said, in contrast, it had high confidence that Iran currently is determined to have a nuclear weapon. The new estimate, prepared by the nation's 16 intelligence agencies, applied the same high confidence label to a judgment that suspected Iranian military efforts to build a nuclear weapon were suspended in 2003 and said the moderate confidence that it had remained inactive since then. Even if Iran were to start its program now listen to this, the country probably could not produce enough highly enriched uranium for a single weapon before the middle of the next decade, the assessment stated. It also expressed doubt that whether Iran currently intends to develop nuclear weapons. Now, you don't see that on the evening news.